Hi, I'm Mike Browne, an internationally recognised photographer, trainer and biker. This photography tip is a snippet from one of my popular photo biker videos. If you would like to see the whole video, click the link in the top right corner of your screen or go to the description area below where you will find a link for you to binge the entire series. This looks lovely. I've just got my 18 to 55mm on. Let's explore that quickly because focal length is a huge part of what makes great pictures. We've got a lovely subject. Let's frame up a shot. Excuse the sniffing. So here we go. That's what I'm looking at over there with the 18 to 55. It's kind of nice, isn't it? We've got the mistiness and all that going on, but I'm on full zoom. Now, the word is you use a wide-angle lens for landscape. Well, you don't have to. You use the lens that works best for what you want to take. Just go with what looks great. What happens if we go wider? You see, everything sort of gets lost into a bit of a mishmash. We could put the ground close to the bottom there and sort of layer it up because there's a sort of interesting sky, but the sky would be more interesting if there was sunlight coming in underneath those clouds there. I'll take a quick shot like this so we can put them on screen and compare them, but I think it needs to be a long lens. So I'm just changing my composition slightly because there's some nice layers over to the left I didn't notice when I was filming. Exposure, what do we need? I'm looking at my histogram. It's a bit dark. 400 f7.1 200 ISO. I want to brighten my shot up a bit, and let's take that shutter speed down a bit to a 250. Histogram's about the right place. Always good to have the detail in the shadows. Now I noticed some little trees down there. I'm going to do this with the lens wide at 18 and do the big sky thing. Make sure I don't get any road in shot. That's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. Let's ease that focal length out a bit. Focal length and composition, they are best friends. And try that, just using those little trees on the left and a little bit of foreground. I think that's better, don't you? If we go wide shot, and then when we sort of zoom it in a bit, I think it's immediately got a bit more interesting. But I think a long lens would be even better. So bear with me whilst I get the 55 to 200mm lens. Now let's explore. Always look around and explore the whole picture. Let's see what it looks like through a longer lens. So we're at 55. Where was that shot I had just now? It was about there, wasn't it? What if we start zooming in? Now over here, I don't think it works quite so well. It's too misty. But as we look over this way, look, just by sort of cropping off a little bit at the bottom, I prefer that. There's a little path in the distance. Can you see this little path, this little track? When I was a kid, I used to go thrashing off-road up that little track. Not allowed to these days. Probably weren't allowed to then, but nobody really cared. Also, I think the trees on the horizon, the mistiness in the trees. Look, as we zoom in on those trees there, we've got that little bit of colour. There's something going on in there which looks interesting. And over this way, there's something a bit interesting over there. Oh, I like those pastels. Look at that. I like the fuzz bushes, gorse bushes, fuzz bushes as we call them around these parts. Look, that's even better, isn't it? Look, we've got a little bit of corner interest going on. Where's my finger there? And that little tree there. We've got some layers happening across there. Let's just take a couple of shots and see what it looks like. Where are we at? 100mm now. See, just increasing that focal length has certainly helped. Focal length and composition, best friends. Focal length does far more than just make far off things come closer. What about depth of field? Do we need to worry about it? Well, everything's way off over there. Everything is beyond the infinity point of the lens, and therefore it doesn't matter where you focus because there will be no shallow depth of field. Everything will be sharp because it's off in the distance. It's beyond infinity. I'm going to choose an f8 because f8, it's a lovely aperture, as my mentor Billy used to say. Right then, so I forgot where my shot was. There it was. I just like those little trees on the edge. I'm going to focus on those. That's giving me a 75th with a 100mm lens with image stabilizing on. Not bad. Double the ISO, just to bring that shutter speed up a little bit to make sure we don't get camera shake. Exposure, I'm exposing still 2/3 of a stop above what the camera thinks it should be. I rather like that. It's a real misty morning in the New Forest shot. Shaft of light will be good, but we haven't got one. What about our little trail in the middle? Our trees on the hilltop. I'm still at 100 mil. I'm just going to sneak it in a little bit further. The numbers don't really matter, by the way. Oh, I like that. Same exposure. I rather like that. It's got a real misty feel to it, and I like that little tiny bit of orange running through the middle. I kind of like that. I think of the three, that is possibly my favourite. They're quite nice. They're still very evocative of what this place is like on a misty morning. So it was a success. If you don't understand what I'm talking about when I say things are beyond the infinity point, how focal length and composition are best friends, please come and have a look at my masterclass in photography online course, because I can make all those things effortless and easy for you. And until camera settings, light and composition are effortless and easy and you don't have to think about it, I'm sorry, my friend, you're right at the start of your journey, no matter how long you've been photographing. Click the little link up here anytime. Mouse over the video anytime, you'll get a little eye. Click on it. Come and have a look, try a free sample. I'm quite pleased with those. Let's go and get a cup of coffee somewhere.